Hi there, my name is Matthew Brick. I'm a Valor Christian High School student, brother of four. I'm a wrestler, and I'm out to find interesting stories to talk to about, make connections, and hopefully point people to God. Let's get this, the Brick House Podcast.
This is Brick's home. This is your house. Presenting the Brick House Podcast. The Brick House. Here comes the boom.
What's up, guys? My name is Matthew Brick. Welcome back to the Brick House Podcast. Guys, this episode is going to be amazing. I think it's going to be a fun one. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Today, I'm here with Lucas Scott. Happy birthday. And I'm here with Logan Smith. How are you guys doing?
I'm pretty good, Matthew.
I'm pretty good too.
That's good to hear. So, how are your guys' day going?
So far, so good. I've had like 3 classes, so kind of a laid-back day.
I've not had 3 classes. I've had like 8. So pretty busy, but good. Nothing bad happened. I got a 90 on my chem test, or my quiz.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah. Oh, what are you guys looking forward most to going into the weekend?
Definitely my sister's back in town from Italy, so going to hang out with her, and we're going to go skiing on Sunday. So pretty excited for that.
Yeah, Logan, what about you?
I have rehearsal, so, I usually look forward to that.
Yeah, tell us, so you do dance.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing dance for?
I have been dancing since I was 2 years old.
And what is that like? What is that like to grow up as a dancer and then compete at high level, right?
Yeah. So, I think growing up as a dancer, you honestly learn things a lot sooner than other people. You learn how to perform, you learn how to do things in front of 300 strangers. Growing up as a dancer, you definitely face a lot of challenges. The competition is, like, you're always competitive. So you're always either comparing yourself to another person or the judges are comparing you to another person. So, you're never, like, just doing what you do for fun just because you love it. You're always doing it for one reason. It's usually to win. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it is growing up as a dancer. Yeah, I've always loved it. I've never stopped. I've never not wanted to do dance. So, yeah, it's kind of like a safe place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that. Honestly, something that I love to dance. I'm not really good at it, but if I can find someone that also likes to dance, I don't know, I need someone, like a friend or a buddy. I need a dance buddy.
I'll be your dance buddy, Matthew.
Okay, yeah, we just got to go break it out on the dance floor and not care what other people think.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas, I hear that you have a hockey game, right? Or you have a hockey game this weekend.
Yeah, it's the first game of the season, so pretty excited on that.
How you feeling about it?
Honestly, pretty good. We haven't really played a game in a couple weeks, so everyone's kind of like dead this week just from boredom. So we're all pretty excited going into the weekend.
So wait, what do you do? What position do you play?
I'm a right winger, so I'm a forward. Sometimes I'm a center though, so it just depends on the lineup. But basically, more of a forward than a defender. But you always do both in hockey, so.
Wait, when did you start ice skating? What got you on the ice?
I started skating when I was 2, and I think it was just from watching the Avs. My parents saw how much I liked it, and so they kind of threw me in hockey, and I just kind of started skating at 2 and then started playing at 3 or 4, and I've played since. So
that's cool. I cannot ice skate. I can't. Kind of with dance, I'm not very good at it. But I'd like to be a man of many different talents, different hobbies, different things like that. So, but that's cool. So Logan, as a dancer, because I hear you guys put in 12 hours, a lot of time, just because. Well, how does that all work, first of all?
Yeah, so I dance around 27 to 24 hours a week, including Saturdays and Sunday. So during the week, it's you have your basic classes, and it's technique and all the different styles. So you're training. And then I am a competitive dancer, so I, on Sundays, have, give or take, about 12 hours. It's usually 8 to 7. That's the longest I've ever gone, 8 to 7. So a decent amount of my Sunday. And I just rehearse for all my numbers that I compete this upcoming month or two. And then on Saturdays, I actually I teach dance. So I work at my studio. Usually it's from 9:30 to 10 to like 3. But it's not teaching normal kids how to dance. It's teaching. I teach kids with like Down syndrome or autism how to dance, and so they usually are either like my youngest is 2 years old, and my oldest is like around 30. So that's like something that I don't have to do, but since I love dancing, it's something that I like enjoy doing.
It's like almost your way of spreading what you love to do, and then
Right.
like community building, and honestly just kind of loving one another, loving the people around you.
Right.
What I would say, what has probably been a challenge that you have faced through dancing?
Yeah, so specifically, I would say my top 2 challenges is I'm a very competitive person, so I am always wanting to win. And, when I go to competitions, I literally, like, I will get frustrated if I don't win, but, I understand I can't win all the time. I just making having the difference between loving what you're doing and wanting to win sometimes gets like blurred for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I have to like separate like loving what I'm doing and like being too competitive with it.
Well, yeah, I can kind of relate with that. Like, because, honestly, what first got you into the sport that you do most of the time is because either you've wanted to try it, but also just this, like, genuine kid-like love for the sport.
Right.
And, like, honestly, what I've realized is sometimes you can get so pressured up and get stuck in the mindset of, like, I have to compete well or I have to
Sure.
do a certain
Yeah.
thing. When really, like, I feel like in a way you could probably do your best when you compete of, like, let me go out
Love.
there and
Yeah.
have fun and something like
Yeah.
that. Lucas, what would you say is your most monumental thing, or maybe like a triumph that you've had in your sport that you just look at that and that's like, I'll look back at that?
I'd say just within this past year, just kind of making varsity for the first time feels good. And then also we just won our kind of like, it's like a preseason, like a prep season. We just won that championship in overtime, so that always feels good to win like in that kind of game. It's like that close, and sudden death, it's like you blink 1 second and then there's a goal and we won. So it's just exciting to be part of that and celebrate like that.
Oh yeah, didn't you guys win or hockey went state? One state.
Yeah, hockey won state last year, and then the year before that we run up, but for the 2 years before that we won state. So
Were you on the varsity team for that?
not last year, no, but we were almost on a 4-peat if we'd won 2 years ago, but we won't run our up. So
That's really cool. That's really amazing. Okay, Lucas and Logan, what advice would you give yourself? Because like high school is like this thing that a lot of people maybe worry about, and if you could tell yourself something, go back in time and tell yourself before high school, what would you tell yourself?
I'd definitely say take everything more seriously, and then also be able to take everything with a grain of salt. I'd kind of say that because like you kind of need to be serious when it comes to grades and stuff, like especially in high school, like it's long term. Like I feel like you don't realize it freshman, sophomore year, but once it comes into junior and looking at colleges and applying to colleges, like you realize like you really need to do good in school, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to get great options and like the options you wanted to have when you were a kid, or like where you think you would have been able to go, and then you realize like you really had to work harder than you did and you wish you kind of did. And so that's like one thing I'd say is going to high school just kind of like worrying about your grades more than you think you should, but also take it with a grain of salt, because it's like teachers here, especially here, and like coaches here are going to be hard on you, but they want the best of you. Like they love you enough that they're only hard on you because they want you to be better and they know you can be better. So you need to take their advice seriously and like know that means like you can be better than what you are because they know you can.
No, I hear that.
All right, so I would say don't take things for granted. I feel like high school goes by really quick. I feel like I blinked and I was a sophomore. You know what I mean? It went by so quick. And I feel like I took a lot for granted freshman year. I think freshman year is like, it's like your time to like really become who you are, really like start discovering who you are as a person. And I feel like it like went so quick that I like didn't take everything like I didn't take every opportunity I should have. Like I didn't do everything to the best of my ability, and I feel like I took a lot of it for granted. So I would probably tell myself and others, like coming into high school, to not take things for granted as much and really put your best into everything, because like you never know when, you know, that could be the next make it or break it moment for you.
Yeah, it's something that kind of just even something I was thinking about today, but there's nothing stopping me from getting hurt or injured or an accident or just something bad about it. And I don't think you should live your life in fear, but in a way live your life in like just even in the simple things that you do, the sport that you do, or me doing this podcast, like the things that I love to do, it could be taken away any day for any what reason. But so, you know, be like grateful, and then it's almost like a freeing thing that you can go out and do what you love and inspire others. What do you aspire to be, and what do you want to do after high school?
Okay, so what I inspire to be is probably someone who takes what she loves and like pours into other people with it. So like I said, when I teach, like that's my way of showing, you know, that's my way of helping other people like learn about what I love to do. You know what I mean? And then what I want to do out of high school and like be when I'm older is obviously I want to keep dancing, but more professionally, I want to be a lawyer. I take speech and debate here, so I feel like it's helped me a lot, even just in speaking in a podcast or speaking in class. Like it hasn't yet failed me. So I feel like when I'm older, I just want to be a lawyer. And I've wanted to be a lawyer since I was like 7. I love talking.
Oh, I love talking too. I want to be able to somehow get in front of a crowd. Like,
yeah.
I want to.
You should be a stand-up comedian.
Well, thank you. I don't know if I'm that funny, but maybe motivational speaker, something like that. I love that.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Lawyer, though. Have you seen the movie Suits?
I haven't seen Suits.
Or it's a show, I should say.
Or no, but I've seen Legally Blonde.
Okay. Lucas, you're in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that like as a high schooler?
Honestly, it's fun, honestly. Like, people always think, like, oh, what's the point? Like, you guys aren't going to last. But, like, that's just what they assume. If you have that mindset, you're not going to really go anywhere. You're just going to go into a relationship thinking, like, this isn't going to last. It's kind of just for fun. And, like, truthfully, like, that kind of makes a relationship worse. Like, if you don't have hopes for the future for yourself and for, like, each other, like, your relationships just won't go anywhere. You got to have some pretty high hope. I definitely see the only downside, though, is it's definitely going to be hard with balancing school and sports and family and then also having a relationship. Like, in the end, if you can actually, like, overcome all of that adversity and, like, climb through going through all of these challenges, and especially if you guys do it together, it's definitely going to make the relationship better and last longer. You just got to have hope for it.
Do you have a good role model, like, in your relationship? Do you have a good role model that kind of, like, you exemplify your relationship off of?
I wouldn't say really a role model, but, like, I get, like, a reality check, I guess, and my girlfriend and I both do. From Chris and Henrika, she's one of the administration people here, and she kind of like keeps both of us in check on like why are you doing this? Like, you just gotta realize there's no point. It's just gonna make it worse. Which is nice sometimes it helps out, but other times like she doesn't really always know what's going on. So you guys got to be able to take her advice and also mix it with your own what's going on, and just kind of talk about it with each other. So I feel like the biggest part of it is just talking with each other about what's going wrong.
I'd ask, how do you envision yourself making a positive impact on the world with maybe hockey, or what do you think you're going to do after high school, and then maybe how do you envision that?
Definitely feel like after high school, I'm definitely done with sports, but I want to still stay in that like active mindset. So I'll still go to the gym, maybe play like a club sport in college, but I'm definitely done with hockey and lacrosse after high school. I don't want to go through that practice every day and play games every weekend kind of thing. It's just, I feel like it's too much to balance with school, because definitely after high school you really need to focus in so you can actually plan out your life. And after that, I might want to either start some kind of company or manage a company or maybe do like some kind of realtor business. So I guess we'll see with that, but still kind of deciding on all of that stuff. Just depends where I want to go to college and what courses I take there.
Would it be probably like where would you want to go? Maybe somewhere warm or kind of cold, or stay here in Colorado, go out of state?
I love Colorado and I love the skiing, but like I definitely want to go West Coast, like California, Oregon, Washington, those kind of states. Washington can get cold, so can Oregon, but like the snow here is just kind of annoying sometimes. Like hot one day, which is great, and then the next day it's freezing cold, which just sucks, especially after a hot day. So West Coast more where it's kind of a constant temperature, and it's also like pretty warm because then I can still come back here during the winter time and ski, but just be able to have that West Coast vibe, I guess, and enjoy the West Coast and the warmth.
Mm-hmm. I guess for you, Lucas, is there any advice that you'd give to guys?
Honestly, is like stop having like a big ego. I see all these guys, and especially in high school, until like sometimes they still stay this way as seniors, but like you just need to mature and realize like I get joking around is fun and all, but like sometimes it's just too rude. People are kind of bullying kids and they don't even realize it because they all just think it's just joking around. It's honestly, they act the same way towards women. It's like they be joking around about women and stuff, and it's like in the end it's just disrespectful, which is like I get joking around and all. I joke around with my buddies all the time, but you got to realize where the line is crossed and what's right and wrong. Like it's fun to make jokes about each other when you guys are close friends, but like making a joke about other people when you're not that close to them is like completely different, especially behind their back. So like definitely if it's something you wouldn't say to them in their face, don't say it. So definitely just putting your ego aside and like trying to be a better person.
All right, let's flop it around. Logan, what would you say? What advice would you give for girls?
I would say don't let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do or what you can and cannot be. Actually, fun fact, when I was younger, I played like football, and I was on an all boys team. And I just really liked it, like my brother played when he was little, every like little boy plays football when they're younger. It's
Not
fun,
me.
it's cool.
I didn't.
Not Matthew.
I didn't play sports till 7th grade.
Well, most kids, like they play something like t-ball or football, flag football or something like that. And I was on an all boys team, and my coach, he really did not like me. And it was because I was the only girl on the team, but I really liked it and I was good at it. But I stopped playing because I just didn't like the whole mentality of girls can't play football or girls can't play, other sports, give or take a few. But I would say don't let anybody tell you who you should be and who you can't be.
Mm-hmm. So is there any maybe quote or a slogan or something that you hold dear to you?
Yeah, so my coach, Lisa, she's like my second mom. I've loved her. I've known her for 7 years. I danced at her studio. She has always, from the first day I ever walked into her office and till now, 6 years later, she has always told me to be classy, confident, and kind. And I have lived by that my entire life ever since.
Can you dive into what that means?
Yes. So classy, just like,
Yeah.
I don't really like saying like be a lady because I don't really know what that means.
Well, there's even class to being a guy too.
Exactly. I'm like, don't be a lady. Just, have some class to your personality. Confident. There's a difference between confident and cocky. And I think that line gets blurred a lot. And, it's good to be confident, but not overly confident. And then kind. I know that I feel like that's a super simple word, but like it means a lot in my opinion, like kind, like show kindness to strangers, to yourself, and to people around you.
Mm-hmm. So Lucas, how has your faith played into just your everyday life, and is there any struggles that have your faith gotten you through?
I'd definitely say through my everyday life, I've tried to do this a lot more lately, is just kind of knowing that like everything I do is in the glory of God. Like what I can and can't do is like meant to be for who I am. Like there's obviously be some things that we can't do just as humans, like lift up a semi-truck. Like that's just not possible. But there's other things that like are possible for us. I think that we just need to realize like that's thanks to God. Like, even if it's something so simple, it's like I read this poem the other day and it was talking about like brushing your teeth in the morning is like thanks to God. And it's like something so small as that is all because of God, and we don't even realize it. And so I definitely feel like getting that in my head, even at the hard times, is something I need to work on more, but I've definitely done more of. It's just kind of knowing that everything I do is because of God and for God. And so I definitely think something he's gotten me through is I was backpacking a couple years ago over a pass, and it was kind of crazy. It was like through a lightning storm and everything. Like we were trying to get over the pass before this storm rolled over us. and our camp counselor's like yelling at us. He's like preaching us this Bible verse and everything. Like, and my friend and it's just two of us because we had to run back to the campsite to get something. And so we're behind the entire group, just us and our counselor, just like hiking over this pass, dying. Like, it's so steep, we're so hot, even though it's like about a thunder and storm and everything. And like, obviously you don't want to be stuck in that. So we're just trying to get over this pass as fast as we can. And like, he was preaching to us, and we were all praying like, please, like, God, help us through this. Like, give us the strength just to get over to the tree line on the other side and like get us out of this storm. And like, I definitely feel like, as corny it might sound, like it definitely worked. Like, it was like, it felt great being able to like, you have the strength. Once you got to the top, you see it's like all downhill. You're like, finally, like, and you say, like, you literally say, thank you, God. It's nice because you don't realize it when you're doing it. You're like, why is he putting me through this? But like, you get over and you're like, dang, that view is beautiful. It's like, that was so worth it in the end. And you just get like a sigh of relief, I guess, that you finally made it. And you just need to realize, like, that's thanks to God.
No, I hear that.
Logan, how would you feel like faith is played into your sport, being a dancer, and like, especially since you're very competitive? Like, I feel like sometimes that whole like faith mindset can be pushed aside. So how do you try, if you do, like, how do you try to keep that in your mind?
Yeah, it's hard. I will say it can be challenging sometimes, just because I feel like dance is such a physical sport that I get hurt a lot. Like, I break my foot earlier this year, you know. I had stuff with my knee and my back and my hips and literally everything. So I'm like, okay, you know, I love to do this. So why would God, like, you know, injure me? And that happens for every sport. You know what I mean? You get injured, wrestling, hockey. You're probably going to get injured somehow. But
Chess?
you know.
No.
That was good. But I think knowing that, you know, God gives his like toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. And I feel like if you have that mindset, you'll be able to accomplish a lot more. And I think faith has personally played a role in my life and in my dancing, just because I feel like God has put me in the right place at the right time and at the right studio, just with all the opportunities dance-wise and the opportunities teaching-wise. You know, it's a great thing what I get to do. And a lot of kids who dance don't get the opportunity to teach it, especially to people who might have challenges. And so it shows me what I have, and it makes me thankful for what I can do and what others can't do.
Yeah, going into this Christmas season, both of you guys, I kind of want to hear from what you think. But going into the season of like Christmas time, and you know, actually a lot of families come into the season and they're kind of not they like, it's shown in movies and whatnot, but like people, like families, they disagree. And I guess, what would you say is probably the most important thing going into the Christmas time that most people don't get? Should they be thankful for something? Is this the time for forgiveness? What do you think?
I honestly think it's all of that stuff. Like, Christmas, obviously Christmas Day is like the birth of Jesus Christ, and it's like that's obviously going to be a big part, and like your faith is going to be a big part. So you have to like play a part in that and realize that, rather than just like, I feel like so many people are just wrapped up in like, oh yeah, it's like the season of giving and sharing, like receiving gifts and all of that stuff. It's like as big of a part as open up all of your gifts on Christmas morning. Like, I love that too, but like you kind of got to realize like who's that gift's coming from. Like, obviously your parents are paying for it, so like show your gratitude to them. Like, be grateful for them and everything that they do for you, because even if you don't realize it, like the sacrifices they make for you to afford those kind of gifts are like way more than you might see or feel, because like they're in a work world which is way different than what we're doing in school, as stressful as school might feel. It's like have some lenience with them, but be grateful for everything that they do for you, even if you don't even know what it is. And so I definitely think showing that you're grateful for them, but in the end showing you're grateful for God and like Jesus and the birth of Jesus. Like, he gave up his life for our sins. So definitely showing like all of that gratitude to family and religion, and not kind of forgetting all of that stuff just because you're receiving gifts and it's Christmas time. You get to put up the lights, sit around the tree and the fireplace with your friends, and like all these Christmas PJs, listen to Christmas songs, as great as that is. Like, obviously everyone loves Christmas, I do too, but you can't forget about why it's the thing. And so you got to be grateful for all of that stuff and realize where it's coming from.
Yeah, that's so great. I love it.
I would say I am mostly grateful for my parents, and I know a lot of people say like their family, but like I'm mostly grateful for my parents because individually my mom has helped me so much this year, especially in school and just life. And my dad, without him I wouldn't be able to do what I do. You know what I mean? he's just helped in a more mental way, and not like my mom is like that like loving support, and my dad's like the tough love support. Like without my dad, I probably wouldn't be competing at a high level. So I'm
I hear that.
thankful for them.
I guess I'll leave you guys with this. Is there anything that you would want to say to the people listening, and like maybe get your point across?
I definitely think Logan, Matthew, and I are all saying things like, do this, like, be this, like, don't let people tell you who you are, and it all kind of sounds harsh, but you still want to enjoy your life. Like, obviously, don't let people tell you who you should be, and don't kind of forget about where everything comes from, and like forget about religion and faith and everything, and don't forget like to be grateful for the people who give you stuff, and be grateful for your family and friends and everything. Like, obviously, you should do all those things, but enjoy life still. You know, it's like life only comes once. You only live it once, and like it flies by.
Okay, so what I would say is, this is a little out of nowhere, but like I feel like everyone needs to hear this at some point in their, especially high school life. It's never too late to change who you are if you don't like the person that you are. By that is, it's never too late to start being nice to people that you were once mean to, or to start doing better in school, start trying more. So if you're not happy with the person that you are, I would say that it's never too late to like change how you see yourself and how you want others to see you. Because obviously it doesn't matter as much as how other people see you, but it does matter how you see yourself and how God sees you and how you want people to see you.
Well, perfect, guys. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much for doing it and joining in with me. See you guys.
Bye, Matthew.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
The Brick House Podcast.